Yo, what's poppin', everybody? What's poppin'? I already know what time it is, man. I told y'all we was gonna go live. Shit gonna be lit, man. You know, busy day, busy day, busy day. Definitely been a busy day, but I appreciate y'all for showing up for this, man. We got a dope video tonight. Make sure y'all stay to the end. I'm gonna have all the lit shit in the beginning. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Make sure, cause y'all been waiting for this all day. So I'm gonna have all the lit stuff in the beginning. The real ones will stay to the end. What's popping with y'all? Y'all go ahead and smash that like button on the way in. You already know. That's just like taking off your shoes before you stepping on somebody's carpet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Let's get it. How y'all day been? All right. Where everybody watching from? No, we got to do roll call. Arizona people already in the house. You know what I'm saying? They already know what time it is. North Carolina in the house. We got Vegas. We got Washington State, New Mexico. Wow. You know what I'm saying? South Padre Island, Texas. Okay. Atlanta. Popping. What's popping? What's popping? We watching from everywhere. Look, man. Look. This is gonna be an interesting video. Look, it's kind of gonna freak some people out if you haven't seen this footage already, because some of this information it floats on the internet. You know, I know it's hard to see everything at once, but that's why we come here, bring all this shit together. Put y'all nines in the chat if y'all ready to go. We're gonna jump in this compilation real quick, so I can show y'all like end with some real information for y'all if y'all interested in that. You know, some people ain't here for the information; they just here for the entertainment, but that's cool too. I bet. Let's get it.
My nigga.
I'm about to cry, bro.
My nigga.
What the fuck?
My nigga.
What the fuck?
A kombucha.
¡Hostia! ¿Qué es lo que es? ¡No sé! Pero esto no es normal, ¿eh? ¿Pero qué coño? ¿Qué carajo pasa aquí? ¡Me cago en Diola! ¿Pero qué carajo está pasando aquí? ¡Hostia! ¡Vamos la hostia! ¡Cago en Diola! ¡Para la máquina! ¡Para la máquina!
Just around there chasing them UFOs, bro. Look at that. Look at that.
Is anybody paying attention to the sky? This is something I just recorded. I'm sitting outside and I saw this thing. There was no flights on the flight tracker. The ISS,
yeah, see my video?
International Fake Station, was in the
same thing.
southern hemisphere. And I see this thing. It looks like a star. It's just moving throughout the sky. There's no planes on the tracker once again. Yeah, you see these all the time. Let me know in the comments if anyone else watches the sky and sees these white entities, these scintillating things flying through the sky at night. It's pretty cool. They're up there near the firmament. Maybe they're patrolling it. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's pretty cool. In fact, it's amazing. But yeah.
Oh my God. There's two. Oh. I got one.
¿Lo ves? ¿Lo ves? Mira, ya no está.
What the fuck is that?
I'm not gonna do a breakdown on each one of these.
Can't. I'm on.
But
what the fuck is that? I wish it would zoom in. Hang on a minute. Right. This is a fire cam.
Okay guys, so everybody in San Diego is seeing this crazy formation of these weird orbs out over the open ocean. Local news outlets are even starting to run articles on it. What do you think it is? So there are a few videos circulating already. I've been sent several of them showing 2, showing 3, now this one's showing 5, and shot from several cities looking out toward the ocean. Don't know if it's military, don't know if it's something with the airport. What do you think? Have you seen anything like this, or are you in San Diego looking at this right now? And it is pretty rare, but there is a wonderful video that was sent to me from a nice lady named Shelley Willington out of Alpine, and this is looking out toward the ocean. You can even see it changes and goes from 5 to 4 to 3 and back to 5. It's been happening.
Okay, 30 seconds.
I've been seeing those a lot, y'all, and it's wild. It's hard to believe. Like when you looking at it, I don't be afraid of this type of stuff. It's beautiful to me. I sit there and watch it. Don't be afraid, you know, like of this stuff. Be if you see something like this, don't think that you're crazy. You know, I don't know about all the other shit. They had the UFOs in the trees and shit though. Like, look, y'all know me. I stop on some real shit, but yeah.
Seconds ago, I just caught something. I'm losing my mind right now. Please tell me what I just saw. Like, look at it, analyze it. What did I just catch on the moon? I'm losing my mind. Oh my God.
If you're afraid and freak out, that's the reason why the government don't want you to know.
Oh my God.
Because they think that everybody react like that.
What was that?
That is big. That is big. Look at that mug in the clouds. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. You see it up there. Yep. Look at that shit. You see it out there? Look at that. Absolutely not, nigga. Like, you know, not while I'm flying.
Yeah. You can see the clouds through it.
Right there.
Does anyone have binoculars?
Even the kid sees it.
My binoculars are in the truck.
I'll get them.
It's not smoke. It's staying together.
What in the world?
Could it be a ship? Could it be a portal?
It's just like a smoke ring.
It's the stuff that normal, like people want to ignore.
Well, it should have dissipated.
Yeah, it should have dissipated already.
Hold it right on that.
He's moving the camera. You can tell he's not editing. I mean, people that can edit that good. You can't convince a little baby to go along with this. I don't see that happening. I'm just thinking out loud, y'all. Ain't no birds.
Yeah.
That's not a smoke ring.
Absolutely, that's not.
What?
Was we supposed to see that? Hey, was we supposed to see that? Absolutely not. That shit crazy. Look, man, I'm telling y'all, we had this type of tech a long time ago, back in the 1950s. Like, they got to get y'all used to this. I'm gonna show y'all some proof too of them trying to tell y'all. The government's trying to tell y'all, but most people gonna freak out. Gonna freak out.
The entire nation is dead. I have no idea what the hell is that thing.
here until. Oh, baby.
From who? Oh, pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call you back.
Those lights.
Yes.
What the
I gotta call you
fuck?
back. I'm working right now.
Flares, dude.
Okay.
No, if they were flares, they'd be popping off sequentially.
Sell
Not
me a house.
Dude, I just got a UFO on fucking video. Holy shit! No, dead ass, dude. You see him flashing up there?
I'll show y'all.
Look, nothing in the sky at all. And then all of a sudden, bam! What is that? Anybody tell me what that is?
Oh, here's another one right here. You see him? Flying right over our heads. Pointing it right at him. And now he's turning.
Ooh,
Yeah.
flashed.
Yeah, you see him?
Yeah, it just flashed.
I'm
They do that
lasering
too.
or at him, and he's curving.
Look how beautiful it is out there. Look. Look how beautiful it is out there.
Wow.
That's not normal.
It is so gorgeous.
Somebody said drones. Look, man, I'm gonna let y'all know, bro. Drones don't move like I have a drone. They don't move like that. They really don't. They really don't, bro. Come on, man. It's not drones. Now, if regular people drones, no, but military, higher up echelon drones, okay, we might be talking about something. But the tech is outrageous, you know. It's happening to like some shit. But yeah, we talking about that, I bet. But regular drones, bro, regular people drones, they don't move like that. We gotta stop that. Yeah, I can prove that to you.
It's back.
Okay,
That
that thing,
just don't know.
whatever the hell it is, came down really low. It was right over my head. It's like, within feet. What the hell is that? Oh my God. Okay.
Yep. Most people be in the
Okay.
house already.
I'm just out here minding my own business, filming out here at the space fence. And this thing swooped down.
Like, how would you feel in that moment out there all butt naked like that to the environment, and this thing is swooping down on you like that? Most people would done boo-booed on themselves, you know? Like 10 times. All right, so look, check this out right here. I got to move my screen over a little bit. But check this out. Check this shit out. All right, this comes from Mr. MBB333. This channel, he posted this. He be having people, they be sending in footage and stuff, and he shows it, all right? And I got a lot of footage from you guys too. I'm definitely gonna be doing this, but this is definitely interesting because these things right here is what I see in my backyard all the time, and it can't be ignored. It's beautiful when you see it, but you're not supposed to be afraid of this stuff, y'all. You know, and plus, like I said before, they're real. There's nothing that you can fucking do about it. If they decided to come down and do whatever they want to do, look, man, obviously their technology is on a whole nother level. Let's be honest. But check this shit out. This is freaky.
Memphis, Tennessee. This video footage goes back to January, and it was sent in by T, who noticed something falling through the sky. And these do not appear to be balloons as they're falling towards the ground. If these were balloons, they would be drifting upward in the sky. And she more than likely wouldn't even have been compelled to record these things. They're swirling in a counterclockwise motion as they're falling towards the ground. You're going to hear her say, "What is that?" And then as they disappear out of sight, because they do very quickly go down behind some trees over here, and then she says, "What did I just see?" As she was very perplexed. And typically when we see balloons in the sky, especially a large group of them, they're easily identifiable.
Right.
And these here do not appear to be balloons. Again, they were falling very quickly towards the ground, like they were being influenced by gravity. And balloons aren't necessarily influenced
like
that much,
flocking.
if any at all, by gravity.
It's not
Here I
birds.
zoom in on the video footage. All I did was zoom in. I didn't adjust the speed or anything like that, trying to get a better look at these things up close. And you really couldn't tell what's going on here. These things are moving, again, pretty quick. They're swirling as a unit counterclockwise through the sky, again, as they're falling towards the ground. And this video footage is still in original speed. All I've done is simply zoom in. Here I enhanced the same video footage, tried to zoom in a little bit closer yet, and still could not identify what these things were. And there appeared to be close to 100 of these things falling through the sky above Memphis, Tennessee, and going from Memphis, Tennessee, now down to North Miami Beach. And what you're about to see occurred on two different
this right here is
nights,
crazy.
but observed from the same location, and that would be North Miami Beach. This first video was sent in by Rashad. They were both sent in by Rashad, but this one is from August the 3rd at 8:56 p.m., and he noticed a group of things falling through the sky from North Miami Beach. And these are very
crazy.
similar to what the young lady saw up in Memphis, Tennessee. Only difference being this was at night, and what T saw was during the day. These appear to be falling towards the ground. Again, if they were balloons or some type of lantern, they wouldn't be falling like that towards the ground. They wouldn't even be influenced by gravity. And you can see they just disappeared. And he also had a friend there with him that saw the same things falling through the sky from North Miami Beach. Now we're going up to October 3rd, same location, same gentleman, Rashad S. The only difference is the date and time. This was October 3rd at 10:49 p.m. More objects falling through the sky at a high rate of speed.
Look at that.
These
It's
look like
crazy.
a giant wing flying through the sky. And as you're going to see here, they dive through these clouds very, very quickly, moving at an incredibly high rate of speed, and then they disappear out over the ocean. And you can hear him ask his friend, "What is that?" And there was something right there. I don't know what that is either. But the object of interest was that big wing-like feature that went soaring through the sky, and here it disappears. You can see it's kind of headed downward. Those aren't balloons. They're not
run it
big.
back just a little
These
bit.
look like a giant wing flying through the sky. And as you're going to see here, they dive through these clouds very, very quickly, moving at an incredibly high rate of speed, and then they disappear out over the ocean. And you can hear him ask his friend, "What is that?" And there was something right there. I don't know what that is either. But the object of interest was that big wing-like feature that went soaring through the sky, and here it disappears. You can see it's kind of headed downward. Those aren't balloons. They're not birds. Birds wouldn't be glowing. And besides, birds wouldn't be able to move that fast. Whatever that was moving in excess of 150, maybe 200 miles per hour. Here's an enhanced version of the first video that Rashad sent in. I simply tried to pull forward any features of these objects, whatever they were, and there wasn't much to grab onto. They were moving very quickly through the sky. These appear to be very random, unlike the second video we saw where they were shaped like a wing, but they almost look like the same objects, and you can see how quickly they disappeared behind the trees and then out over the ocean. They just disappeared very, very quickly. That was the first video that went back to August, and here's the second video from October the 3rd. And you can see these things are more uniform, but again, moving at about the same speed. These are diving towards the earth. Look how quick those go through the clouds. And this is not in fast forward. That's the original speed of the video that he shared with me. Some sort of mysterious lights, objects. This here almost looks like a unified structure moving through the sky, spotted by Rashad above North Miami Beach.
That's
Once
an
again,
outline.
moving at a very high rate of speed. That video footage right there was from October the 3rd of 2022. Great job, guys. Keep the photos and videos coming. If you have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to
Yeah. That shit's crazy, right? Love the channel. Keep it up, Dre. I appreciate it. Appreciate that, Tiffany. Yeah, so you can see right there, cutting through the clouds, cutting through that joint, and they're trying to stay off the radar so much, with their cloaking mechanisms, but you can still see the sign, the remnants of them being there, It's crazy. That shit is up there. It's real. Like, It's real, but there's nothing to be freaked out about. I don't think you should be freaked out. It's kind of creepy sometimes, you know. Just go ahead and show yourself, damn it. Like, what's up? Come say hello. Stop being weird, you know. But that's what it is. But I got another thing for y'all too. So this is more of a one of their emblems of what they're using now. I'm gonna show y'all this. Hold up now. I got a bunch of tabs. All right, there we go. So this right here. Look at this. This is a new logo. Office of National Intelligence, right? What is that? What's that? Let me know. I'm just saying, you know, you can go look this up yourself. I'm not gonna force feed everything to you, but go look that up. That's crazy. That's wild right there, you know. But what they're really trying to do is make sure that, you know, they're trying to desensitize people. Yeah, the night star. Yeah, night sky is filled with stars. Everything. Yeah, it's beautiful, right? Don't get lost in them. All right, so somebody was in there saying, am I okay? Like, why wouldn't I be okay? All right, so this right here is a video of Canada. So Canada's defense minister, you know, is on record for talking about who we are working with. And, you know, if y'all want to watch this, y'all can stay here and watch this. I know some people, y'all not here for this type of stuff. Y'all here for the entertainment. But, you know, this shit right here is crazy. Look at this. They have press conferences and meetings about this stuff, and people still don't want to sit here and understand and listen. You said somebody said Hitler in a UFO? That is funny. Like, wow. But yeah, you know.
Let's go to our esteemed Honorable Paul Hellyer of Canada. We would give you 20 minutes, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak. And thank you, Steve, for the invitation. My name, as I said, was Paul Hellyer. I'm a former Minister of National Defence for Canada. I served in 3 governments during a total of 23 and a half years as a Member of Parliament. Although as Minister of National Defence, I had sighting reports of UFOs. I was too busy to be concerned about them at the time because I was trying to unify the Army, Navy and Air Force into a single Canadian Defence Force. And that itself was a kind of battle to the finish. So this was not high on my agenda. But about 10 years ago, I started getting interested due to a young man from Ottawa sending me material on the subject. I told him I was too busy to read it, but he had confidence that someday I would. He sent me a copy of Colonel Corso's book, The Day After Roswell. It took me a while to get around to reading it, but I took it for my summer reading in 2005 and was really impressed with what was contained in it. And what I thought to myself is there are huge issues here, huge issues. And the American people and the people of the world have a right to know what's going on because they're part of it. It's not just an isolated thing. And so after confirming the contents of the book with a retired United States Air Force general, I accept the invitation of Victor Vigiani, who's over here somewhere, and his cohort, Mike Bird, to speak to a symposium at the University of Toronto And I said, UFOs are as real as the airplanes flying overhead. That gave me the dubious distinction of being the first person of cabinet rank in the G8 group of countries to say so unequivocally. Since then, I've learned a lot from many sources, including a number of the fantastic witnesses that we have heard these last 4 days. They were so outstanding, I was just really blown away with them, the amount of information that was available. And I appreciate every single one of them. But because I'm not a ufologist, I'm a politician, there are only a few things that I want to add in that particular realm. First is that about in the 1960s sometime, there was a flotilla of UFOs headed south that crossed into NATO territory in Europe. And the Commander-in-Chief of the Supreme Allied Headquarters in Europe was naturally very shaken. Fortunately, or maybe divine providence, before the panic button was pushed, the flotilla turned around and headed back north. Obviously, they had thought maybe they were Russian, and they were very concerned about it. Anyway, an investigation was launched into this whole subject, and a document was prepared which concluded that at least 4 species had been visiting Earth for thousands of years. And this is my own view at this stage as well. So, except for that, there are just a couple of things that we've talked about that I'd like to refer to. And one was that we were referring to them as they until this morning when Linda Moulton Howe, I think she was the first one, actually named 3 different species. I have brought my latest book called Light at the End of the Tunnel, A Survival Plan for the Human Species,
Survival
as an
plan.
aide-memoir. And I name 5 different species here. I'm aware of more now. As a matter of fact, I saw a
Hey,
document.
look. Hey, Granddaddy telling yo, this nigga got his tabs on his little pages, his book. It's crazy. But what he said, though, is our survival plan. Pick up on the words. Listen to the words, man. Our survival plan. That says a lot. Why do we have to have one of those when it comes to talking about extraterrestrial? I wonder. You know, and why would they take their time, the government take their time to have a whole press conference and shit about this? It's interesting, you know. I'm not telling y'all what to believe, but this shit is interesting. I'm here for it, you know. Put them 9s in the chat if y'all here for it.
Just a few days ago that mentioned 20. And I think you, Mr. Chairman, were interested in some of the places they might come from. And I have in here Zeta Reticuli, R-E-T-I-C-U-L-I, Reticuli, the Pleiades, Orion, Andromeda, and the Altair star systems.
I see y'all in the comments. That's funny.
I don't think we can any more refer to them as they, because they're not an amorphous mass. They are different species and consequently may have different agendas. I don't think we can say that they all have the same agenda any more than we could say that the United States, China, and Russia had the same agenda. Our real interests may be very similar, but as of now, our perceived interests are still quite far apart. One more observation before I begin what I want to say, and that is that we spent quite a bit of time talking about the 66-year-old cadavers. And I was glad to have Linda this morning finally say that there are live ETs on Earth at this present time, and at least 2 of them probably working with the United States government. The other species that I learned about not too long ago was called the tall whites. And this is when Paula Harris broke the story just a few years ago. And through her good offices, I had the chance to talk for about 3 hours with former Airman Charles Hall and listen to this absolutely fascinating story of how he was working.
You know the courage that you have to sit here and talk about this shit the way he is. Like, I love it. And yes, these mugs sitting next to him are very uncomfortable about this. They like, damn, like they weren't trying to hear this shit today. Probably
First
worst
of
day
all,
of
he
their
was
life.
scared out of his skin.
Find out that
But
it ain't
after
all
that,
they
when he got
thought
to
it
know
was.
them, how he was working with, and finally they became to trust each other and have a good working relationship with the tall whites at the gunnery range at Indian Springs in Nevada. And these tall whites were living on United States Air Force property and working in cooperation with the United States Air Force and sharing technology with them. He wrote a book, incidentally, called Millennial Hospitality. There are 4 different versions, but Paula says that Millennial Hospitality #2 is the best. I think that's the one I read, and it's a very interesting read if you want to sort of get inside the problem of what it's like to bump into these people floating across the terrain in the desert. Well, enough on that for now. My interest is in full disclosure. And my only caveat is I think probably I would say 95 to 98% full disclosure. I know of 1 or 2 things that I'm not sure should be in the public domain, at least yet.
See,
There
still
will be
shit they want to
someday, I'm
hide.
sure, but not maybe immediately. But just as children
think y'all ready.
survive the idea of the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus when they become adult, I think that tax-paying citizens are quite capable of accepting the new and broader reality that we live in a cosmos teeming with
I
life
said I'm a short white.
of various sorts. The fact that some other civilizations are more advanced than we are may be humbling,
Yeah.
but that
Very
could be a
humbling.
necessary step in our survival. The world is an unholy mess. We have at best until the end of this decade. In my book, I said we have 10 years to stop global warming if we don't want it to be beyond the point of no return. 2 years has gone past since it was written, so I say we haven't.
Mind y'all, this right here was posted on here in 2013. Gonna give me y'all some perspective on this shit. Perfect timing, right? Let's keep going.
Till the end of the decade to arrest global warming. Yet our leaders don't even talk about it very much except in a superficial way. They appear to be more interested in starting wars to control more oil and, in effect, prolong the gravity of the threat. Of course, even if they took the problem seriously, they wouldn't have the finances to finance the transition from oil to the clean economy, to clean energy, because we have an infinitely silly banking and financial system in the Western world. And the United States Congress, I regret to say, is partly responsible, and I'd be glad to elaborate on that later if you're interested. And finally, they need the technology for clean energy. And it exists.
Yes.
And it's being kept secret by the same vested interests who control our destiny.
Yep.
Who are these vested interests, and what are they up to? Well, Senator, you
Pimping us out.
we're talking about a military junta. In my opinion, that is true, but I have broadened and deepened the definition to cabal, and the cabal comprises members of the Three Sisters: the Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderbergers, and the Trilateral Commission, the International Banking Cartel, the Oil Cartel, members of various intelligence organizations, and select members of the military junta, who together have become a shadow government of not only the the United States, but of much of the Western world.
Message.
The Council on Foreign Relations is the oldest of the three sisters.
Hey, my man got up here like 6'9", didn't he? This motherfucker telling everything. Like, look, the mugs next to him like, yo, I don't even know this nigga, bro. Like, nah, bro. Like, look, they know what come with it. Yeah, y'all gotta pay attention though. Listen to them words, man. It's crazy.
And as early as October 1940, years before Germany surrendered to the Allied armies and to vaporize Hitler's vision of empire, the Council's Economic and Financial Group drafted a memorandum outlining a comprehensive policy, quote, to set forth the political, military, territorial, and economic requirements of the United States in its potential leadership of the non-German world, including the United Kingdom itself, as well as the Western Hemisphere and the Far East. The Council made absolutely no effort to disguise, where's that? Right next page. Yeah, the Council made no effort to disguise the fact that the purpose of the Grand Area and later world hegemony was to support an expanding U.S. economy, to provide it with raw materials and markets for its products. This was labeled the national interest, quote unquote. It was equally clear that the national interest was the interest of the ruling elite, whose members comprised the Council. The real interests of the majority of rank-and-file Americans was never a factor in the equation. So, Mr. David Rockefeller, who was a member of all three of the sisters, is quoted as saying this at a meeting of the Bilderbergers in Europe. We are grateful to the Washington Post, the New York Times, Time Magazine, and other great publications whose directors have attended.
Hey, you want to know what's crazy about this video too? How they have to like cover themselves on here too as well. It says in the description of it, it says, that he's testifying before former members of Congress on what might occur if extraterrestrial beings engage the human race. So y'all know what that is, right? You know, you got to know how to look at these things. They're trying to like, oh, this is nothing. You know, he's just saying if. That ain't no if. This nigga spilling the beans on everything. Stop. Cat.
At our meetings and respected their promises of discretion for almost 40 years. It would have been impossible for us to develop our plan for the world if we had been subjected to the lights of publicity during those years. But the world is more sophisticated and prepared to march toward a world government. The supranational sovereignty of an intellectual elite and world bankers is surely preferable to the national autodetermination practiced in past centuries. He, of course, pretended he didn't say that, but the witness this is reported by Daniel Estulin, a thoroughly reliable reporter who has written the true story of the Bilderberger Group. And if you want to really get inside of what's been going on there for this long time, that's a good place to go.
Terrified of this meeting.
So anyway,
boy, you
hear what Mr. Rockefeller said, and so there you have it. The aim of the game is a world government comprising members of the cabal who are elected by no one and accountable to no one. And according to Mr. Rockefeller, the plan is well advanced. Does this help you to understand why our civil rights are being taken away from us? I say us, because Canada too is included in the grand plan. A giant leap in the wrong direction followed the end of the Cold War.
You know, my look, so-called black people don't have human rights. So, you know, like shit, motherfuckers closest to us gonna be next, you know. They terrified. You know, like, but you gotta figure out who you are, what is it, this matrix that we live in is all about, you know. And I know for a lot of people, y'all gotta understand that, you know, we run on a set of codes. It's called the Dinkra codes. So I don't know if y'all knew that, but yeah, look that up. That is. That's why they say we're in the matrix. Yeah, these dudes is pissed at him though in this meeting. They're probably just terrified at the same time.
No one could have been
He
happier
looked
than I was
constipated.
when the Berlin Wall came down on November the 9th, 1989. The elation on our side of the curtain was near
Where my
universal
crystals at?
and very significant on the
I
other
always keep my
side
blicky
as
on
one
me, you
country
feel me?
after
Stop
another
playing with
regained
me.
its freedom. Nearly everyone
with me.
believed that it was the dawn of a new era of peace and prosperity for people everywhere. There was much talk of a peace dividend. The prospects were dazzling in their scope and diversity. It was a unique and God-given opportunity for a new, braver, and fairer world. We blew it. We blew the chance of a lifetime to do good things. A small group of zealots undermined our golden opportunity to pursue peace, not war, and little did we dream that they had a vastly different vision of the new world order. Their plan, which is now commonly known as the Project for a New American Century, included preventive wars in clear violation of international law, regime change wherever and whenever the U.S. desires, and if they can get away with it without excessive casualties, and the establishment of a kind of economic and cultural hegemony with America acting as constabulary, quote unquote. That was their word, globally. This was to be accomplished without authority of the United Nations and without the restraint of existing international treaties. It would involve a military buildup unprecedented in peacetime history and could trigger an arms race, which is precisely the opposite of the peace dividend that the world had rightly looked forward to. The Machiavellian scheme involved secret police, the curtailment of civil liberties in defiance of the U.S. Constitution, and a moribund economy operating way below its potential.
Look at him, he
Exactly those
is
features
upset.
for which the Soviet Union was held
He tight as a
in
motherfucker.
contempt. The initial draft of the document was so controversial when it was leaked to the New York Times that it had to be rewritten.
Looking ass.
But it was not changed very much, just the cosmetics, enough to make it politically acceptable. So
the Most High don't like magic. Hope you're not considering crystals natural from the earth. You know that, right? Sounds crazy. Look at him. We look the same, don't we?
I have a minute here to my bearings.
How can you even do that? Like, damn, that's some weird shit to do with your face, right? Like, bro, I'm such a happy person. I can't do that.
Document said this. Well, it may have been easy to persuade President Bush to abandon his stated policy of not getting America more deeply involved in international affairs, but persuading the American people would be more difficult. Sophisticated Americans would question such a giant sea change in policy. The authors of Rebuilding America's Defenses, Strategy, Forces, and Resources for a New Century recognized this difficulty from the outset, because their document contained the following sentence. Further, I'm quoting, further, the process of transformation, even if it brings revolutionary changes, is likely to be a long one, absent some catastrophic and catalyzing event, like a new Pearl Harbor. Well, it wasn't too long before they got their catastrophic and catalyzing event. Terrorists struck the World Trade Center in New York and the Pentagon in Washington on September the 11th, 2011. Incidentally, they have removed the sentence about Pearl Harbor in the document that you can now get if you went to the internet to find it. Almost the whole world mourned. Canada mourned. The overwhelming majority of Muslims condemned the treacherous attacks. My sympathy for the friends and families of the injured and dead was genuine and unwavering to this day. My sympathy for the U.S. government.
Yeah, y'all see it? Like, man, look, everybody in there do not want to be in this mug. Like, I'm picking up on that shit. Like, you see it, right? It's wild. It's wild. But look, this video is in the public domain. You know, we can look. It's easier to watch this together than watch it by yourself, because Granddaddy could put you to sleep. You know what I'm saying? He got that same tone the whole time. Some of y'all probably sleep with the phone in your hand right now.
President Bush cite the reasons for the attack.
You know what I'm saying?
And I quote, "Why do they hate us?" He asked rhetorically in an address to the Congress. They hate what they see right here in this chamber, democratically elected government. Their leaders are self-appointed. They hate our freedoms, our freedom of religion, our freedom of speech, our freedom to vote and assemble and disagree with each other. I felt sad when I heard the President's word. I assumed that he believed what he was saying. But if that were true, he was profoundly ignorant of the real thoughts and feelings of people in other parts of the world. If he wanted to hear the truth, he should have listened to Osama bin Laden, who was well informed concerning the origins of the kind of fanatical hatred of the United States, which has led to such treachery.
In Dinkra codes.
This is his version of events. Every Muslim must rise to defend his religion. The wind of faith is blowing, and the wind of change is blowing to remove evil from the peninsula of Muhammad. Peace be upon him. As to America, I say to you and its people a few words. I swear to God that America will not live in peace before peace reigns in Palestine and before all the army of infidels depart the land of Muhammad.
The dude over there to the...
Peace be upon him.
This dude right here.
That is clear enough. The dislike of America has nothing to do with democracy versus dictatorship or wealth or freedom of religion or freedom of assembly. It is directly related to American foot-dragging and stick-handling a just settlement of the Palestinian question.
Mr. Hellyer,
they want to stop us so bad. Like, look, Henry, we have enough of this shit, this weird shit today. Like, this meeting is over, okay? Like,
niggas is hot.
Time has expired, but I'm very happy if the panel has no objection to allow another minute or two to finish your statement. How much time do you think you need to finish it?
I think probably somewhere between 1 and 5 minutes, most.
I think we'll give you 2 minutes to finish your statement, as much as I'd like to grant more. Thank you.
Okay. In short, American foreign policy was the root of the conflict.
Oh, he threw that.
So here we are more than a decade later fighting another war that can't be won. There is no country on earth powerful enough to protect its citizens against fanatical hate, as we learned from the Boston Marathon. And the mere attempt to pursue the impossible pits neighbor against neighbor and the state power structure against everyone. All of the freedoms won by the millions of men and women who fought and died in World War II are being flushed unceremoniously down the drain. The only hope of peace is a negotiated settlement. This will require a paradigm shift in American attitudes. It involves a de facto renunciation of the plan for a new American energy and the adoption of a pledge of cooperation with all humankind to build the kind of world which we are collectively capable of. Young people everywhere need to be challenged by a noble cause. They need to be involved in arresting global warming, creating a banking system that is just and sustainable, and lead the way in the transformation to the new reality that we have to live in harmony with our celestial neighbors, as well as seeking peace on earth. In a word, we have to become spiritual beings and practice the one tenet that the world's major religions have in common, and that is the golden rule. In this field too, and I just want to read one paragraph in this at this time, if you'll allow me, Mr. Chair.
Well, we will allow that, but there's only about 30 seconds, so I hope you can conclude it with that
I'll read
statement.
fast.
Thank you.
This is from the late Dr. John Mack, an American secular Jewish psychiatrist who became a world leader in interviewing abductees, or experiencers, as he called them, came to this conclusion in a startling book, Passport to the Cosmos. Quote, although the aliens are not themselves gods, their behavior is sometimes anything but godlike. Abductees consistently report that the beings seem closer to the Godhead than we are, acting as messengers, guardian spirits, or angels, intermediaries between us and the divine source. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
In the divine source, you know what I'm saying? Look. See, y'all wouldn't have seen that nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wouldn't have seen that nowhere else. And I was up front with y'all. We was going to watch this at the end, but it wraps everything together. You know, other people in other countries are even having these conversations in these meetings amongst each other talking about these events. You feel me? So, yeah, I know that was a little bit long drawn out, but then, you know what I'm saying, it's easier to watch this type of information when you have a group and you have people to bounce off of and talk, you know, not bounce off of, that's weird, but, you know, share information and stuff like that. Yeah. You already know what it is. I don't need to do no more. Look, I just want people to do their research so they can actually see these things and actually can know who these beings are. You know, they're going to lie about a lot of this stuff, even him. And then on top of that, he already told you that, you know, some of the stuff don't need to be out to the public, which is showing you that these people still want to operate in secrecy and not give the people the information because they don't think that people are in a position mentally to be able to digest this and understand what's going on. People will probably freak out. You see how we can't even get along in this motherfucker. Like, you got Putin over there blowing everything up, you know what I'm saying? And we doing the same thing. But, you know, when has there been a point in time when there hasn't been any war, any bloodshed, any of that stuff? Hey, don't worry about it. I'll wait. Who's been doing all the killing? Don't worry, I'll wait. When people was talking about global warming a long time ago, years and years and years, over 20 years ago, you know what my science teacher in middle school told me? He said, and this will stick with me. He told me, he said, global warming is happening. He said, this is not going to affect me in my lifetime, probably, but y'all are going to have to grow up and be in this world and be confronted with those issues. So y'all going to have to be aware. And that's one thing that stuck with me, though. His name was Mr. Hudson. And we currently see these things happening. The weather's changing. All these catastrophic events. It's crazy. But a lot of people don't want to pay attention to the signs. Just like I keep telling you about the animals. They know when some shit is changing. Motherfuckers are migrating. We still standing here in cement shoes, you know? Like, because we're not connected with nature anymore. So, yeah, we need to get our shit together. Stop all this fighting. We should be able to have conversations without tearing each other down, you know? Real talk. Like, I ain't with that. That's why when people want to debate about all their religions and stuff, look, I'm not here with that. I'm not here for all that. I'm not here for you. Like, if you don't like this information, you don't have to be here, you know? I was never one of those people that want people to be around just so I can have people around, bro. If we ain't rocking, don't need, bro. I'm my own best friend. I don't know if y'all are y'all like that. I'm my own best friend, bro. I could be in the crib talking to myself, having a great ass time, and that bothers some people that, you know, I'm entertaining myself. I'm just happy with me, you know, and that shouldn't be a bad thing. I'm happy with me being me. So people got to understand the deepness, of me. I'm happy with being by myself. I don't have to be around people, but when I do, I like to have fun. I love to have good conversations. I love to have good energy. I don't got time to be out here arguing and fighting with people. For what? You know what I'm saying? I already know I can fight. I already know I can shoot. I already know I can do all these things. Why be about that's crazy to me. And then you know what's even crazier, bro? Like, we should be focusing on building things, building businesses, building, you know, natural resources. We should have kids in school thinking about, you know what I'm saying, building new innovative products for the future that are natural to this earth. So we stop destroying it. But do we do that? We spend money on drilling, taking the oil out of the earth. That's Mother Earth's blood. And guess what, y'all? It keeps replenishing itself, and that proves it. That's the blood of the earth. We taking all these natural resources and tearing this motherfucker up, right? But yeah, you know, that's just simply what it is. I'm looking at y'all comments. Some of y'all be asking some weird questions. And somebody in the corner. Yeah. Yeah, you said children should be homeschooled. You want to know what's crazy though about these schools? All right, I'm out here in a predominantly like white area, right? In these schools, they give out the kids like pamphlets and stuff on how to regulate their thought processes and connect with their bodies and stuff. But when I was coming up in the black areas, look, man, they ain't teach us none of that shit. They just wanted us to goddamn, I don't know, they gave us the bullshit. They didn't have none of these classes that set us up for the future. They didn't have like civic and economics and stuff with like that where they teach you about, you know, school and law and, you know, investing, saving your money. They didn't teach us none of that stuff. They taught us how to be workers. With these kids now in these schools out here, this shit is crazy, bro. They're in the 3rd grade and they're doing fucking debates about law. Do you understand that? They're doing debates about law. 3rd grade. They're teaching their children at a very young age how to become doctors and lawyers and shit like that and how to understand the law. But meanwhile, so-called black people want to be out here saying fuck the ops, this and that. So then these kids grow up, don't want to be cops, they don't want to be lawyers, none of that shit. When in actuality, we need that. We always complain about them, you know, patrolling our neighborhoods and shit. And I'm just telling the truth. We got to change the way we thinking about this shit. Stop killing kids' dreams and want to be what they want to be. We need more black cops too, right? So we growing up in an era of fuck the police, this and that. Look, let them grow up and be cops. Some of them really want to be cops, but now they ain't gonna be cops because y'all telling them that that's a bad idea and that's a fucked up job, this and that. These people can make change. Them kids can make change. You know that? That's just a crazy way of thinking. But these kids are really learning law in 3rd grade. Yeah, they're doing full debates. Meanwhile, you know, these kids out here doing TikToks and fucking barely cook themselves a meal and wash their clothes. Like, the basics. Love your energy, your positive. Keep being you. Love you, Dre. Appreciate you. You know, I just had to give y'all that at the end, but I'm just telling the truth. That's real shit. Yeah, people are afraid of the unknown. Yeah, people are afraid of the unknown. Yeah, debate class is lit. I wish I would have had more of that. But I think we had debate class when we was in the locker room. I played a lot of sports and stuff, and all we did was talk shit to each other. And we desensitized each other too, man. We said the most egregious shit. That's why nothing phases me. You know, you gotta go through these things in life, you know. I don't take it too serious, man. I take it one step at a time and do the best I can, man. That's all we can do. But you know, we can individually, if we all start to get on the same page, I don't give a fuck if you black, white, Asian, whatever. We all get on the same page, man, and start teaching our children the way that we supposed to. Man, this should be a lot better. This should be lit. It'd be super lit. Everybody get out their feelings and we start making the right decisions. Like, it blew my mind that these kids are having debate in 3rd grade. They didn't teach us how to save money. How many of y'all went, like, left your nest, left your house where your mom and dad was, whoever was your guardian, right? How many of y'all fucked y'all money up? Put them 9s in the chat if you fucked your money up. I messed my money all up. I was one of them. I ain't beyond that. I was one of them. I was broke as hell, but I was making money, but I ain't know how to manage it. They said Dre for president. You know? King Cherry, I appreciate it. Yeah. I blew the bag. I was broke as hell, man. Broke. Blowing through I didn't know where my money was going. And then I sat down with a financial advisor. And the most humbling and embarrassing shit ever. She sat there in front of me and she was just circling my documents, of my spending habits. And it was embarrassing. She was just like, you're not broke. This is just where your money is going is right here, bro. I was spending so much money on food and unnecessary shit. It made no sense. Nobody ever showed me how to balance my money like that. And then when my parents told me about credit, they were just like, don't get a credit card type shit. That was like our ear. Don't start messing with them credit cards. You're gonna mess your credit up. I'm just like, damn. Like, why don't you show me? No, like that's what we're here for. We're here for that change. Our parents had a different they had a different warfare they were fighting. They was just fighting to get treated the same. Treated equally, get equal pay type shit. But now it's our time to advance us, and then so forth and so forth. Real shit. We got 3333 people in this mug. That's crazy. Everybody smash that like button. Yeah. Somebody said weed. What is that? Meant to be free. Yeah, we shouldn't have to pay for stuff that's meant to be free. That's real talk. Yeah, hey, no. Somebody said don't throw your way. Talking about throwing your money away on strippers. Look, I ain't that one, bro. I ain't the one. Like when I did, I only been to a strip club probably like 4 times, maybe. It was lit though, but I ain't the one. I don't try to make eye contact. Soon as those strippers try to make eye contact with you, just what I'm saying, they gonna walk right up to me, trying to take all my. I'm cool, bro. I watch from a distance. I throw like $5 here and there. It's never really my thing though, cause I think a strip club really, man, it's for people with a extreme amount of money where they can just throw stacks like that and not give a fuck the next day and not be hurt. I mean, I got bread, but I ain't doing that with it. I ain't stupid. I'm spending my money on buying businesses and shit, flipping it so I can leave something behind for my kids and my family, to employ my family. Mm. You said that changed, Dre. You changed your eating habits, and did it help you out spiritually? Yes. Once you get off of the toxic foods and stuff that you're eating, you'll be able to think a lot clearer, and you're more in control of like your hormones and stuff like that. Like you're in control of your complete being at this time. You're not influenced by outside sources and outside feelings. When you eat that chicken, you start to act like a chicken. You start to be scared. You start to get nervous about shit. You start to get skittish. All that shit. But you got to eat it from the right sources if you're gonna do that shit. Spencer, I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah. So yes, in a nutshell, yeah. Yes, generational wealth. That's what we should be. That's what we should be focused on. I employed my daughter and it's lit. Yes, yes, exactly. Ain't that? It's a good ass feeling, right? That shit is amazing. Yeah. And I send you some content. Yes, I'm working on a video where I'm gonna drop all y'all content on there. So if y'all got content, send it to me. You know. licorice and diet soda. Yeah, leave them sodas alone. That shit's terrible. Like terrible. How I feel about strippers? I don't feel no type of way about strippers. I don't get into all of that judging people for what they do. You know? I don't care. I'm not saying that I would date one. Just, you know, I ain't got nothing against it. Y'all do what y'all want to do. I'm not one of those people that's gonna tell you what to do with your life and what you should. Like, I can give you some good advice, but you know, if you gonna do that or not, I don't care. Like, shit, I'm not gonna look at you no different. Might just be what you want to do. You ever read Behold the Pale Horse? Look, I was trying to get my hands on it. You sent me 2 sons? Okay, bet. You said go. Okay. Yeah, I ain't got nothing against them. Whatever. You haven't drank soda in like 20 years? Nah, I feel you. That's like, yeah. Drink that shit. We can learn and laugh. Yeah, look, that's what this is for, man. We just sit back and have a good time. Right now, I'm just doing the, you know, reading y'all questions and stuff and conversating at this point. You know, the video, y'all can leave if y'all don't want to listen to this shit, but I'm used to people dipping at the end. It's cool. I know it's late, too. Yeah, the strippers need love, too. Drake for Alien Liaison. Hope your brother okay. Said he was shot. Nah, my brother got shot a minute ago. Yeah, he fine though. Yeah, he good. I appreciate that though. What's up, Ronan? Bunch of videos all day. Fucked with you. I appreciate that. It's first live. Look, welcome, welcome. Hey, yeah, Zay, it get crazy, man. Like that, especially that last part. If you rewatch it, like of that the press conference and shit. I'm just showing them basically. You know, the conversations that's being had and people are not paying attention to. Why shouldn't we watch it? We watch everything else, right? But you couldn't show this shit to people that, you know, that don't want to see it, you know. At some point, I guess they'll wake up when they start seeing these motherfuckers fly down from the skies and shit. And they gonna wish that they would have did their research and wouldn't have been, you know, afraid of these things. Y'all seen what it was on, what's that movie, Nope? Those people were terrified and that ship took their ass and it ate them. But it ain't take the other dude. Wonder why. First time catching me live. Damn, this all y'all. A lot of y'all first time. That's what's up. All right, but Bill Cooper. Read After the Flood. I bet. You said we should upgrade police? To what? Yeah, y'all late. Y'all late. It's cool though. But yeah, man, I'm gonna call it. We'll go ahead and get off of here. I got some stuff to do. Appreciate y'all stopping through. It was an amazing episode, like always. You know what I'm saying? Love kicking it with y'all. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do. I got a dope video for y'all that's waiting though. I'm waiting for it to get approved. Got some copyrights on it, you know. But once those clear up, I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna probably post that one early tomorrow for y'all. It's a lit video. Y'all gonna see it by the thumbnail. It's gonna be crazy. But look, I'm gonna call it a night. I got some more research and stuff to do to make some more videos and stuff. But y'all know I'm gonna stay on the grind. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all stopping through, sharing y'all time with me. And hopefully we can do this in person sometimes.